What is going on, you guys? So today I have another quick episode for you. We're going to review a video called "This Mentality is Why You Suck at Dating and Life." Kind of an interesting title there, and the YouTuber's name is King Dre. So let's hop into the video.
Now, the main dusty traits, and there's always more, but these are the main ones. But the main one, right? If you have an entitlement mentality, you expect success, you expect respect or care without putting in the work to own it. To earn it. Excuse me. You expect success, respect, or care without putting in the work to earn it. And you demand that others fulfill your needs. That is the entitlement mentality. A lot of you guys have an entitlement mentality. More than likely it comes from your mammy overdoing it, over showering you and protecting you, and you got titties in your mouth still. That's more than likely where it comes from. And it can come from other places, but that's more than likely.
So something interesting about that, right, is you actually see that with a lot of guys or a lot of people in general. Like, they keep putting the blame on other things, like external things, about why it's not working in their life or why it's not working with dating, right? And so like, it's entitled a little bit, right? Because like basically they're not taking accountability for the things that they could be doing to improve, right? So like, you hear stuff from people like, it's about more than just looks, and it's true. Actually, that is true, right? Because even if someone's really attractive, afterwards, you're gonna have to get to know them, and they might go from really attractive to not attractive at all if you get to know them, and they're just like, their personality isn't very good, they don't treat people kindly, right? Like, you can tell that they have a poor character. So that's worth noticing there, right? Because like, sometimes people will blame it on a lot of different reasons, and sometimes it's because things aren't working for them because they haven't developed a good character, or some of these other things, right? Like, oh, she should just love me for who I am. That's just the way I am, right? Imagine how long some people go in their life sabotaging themselves and sabotaging excellent opportunities for work, for relationships, because they expect people to just accept them for who they are when they haven't done any of the character work, right? Like, imagine, not doing the work to be kind, right? To be confident, to actually help others, to learn and grow, like actually being like a good person, right? Because you can tell, you can see it, when you talk to some people, like, it's just like poor character traits. And so you cannot have entitlement in this situation if you haven't done the work, right? Another easy example, going back to the looks thing. It's obvious, right? Like, if someone's like kind of out of shape, it's like, come on, man. It's like, oh, she should just love me for me. It's like, and you'll get like the excuse of like the dad bod being okay, right? Like the coping mechanisms for that. But it's realistically like, why don't you love yourself enough to do the work, to be the best version of yourself, right? That's the best question I can ask you, because you can't be entitled, like, expect these things to come to you. No one's going to know you're a hard worker unless you're a hard worker and you've shown them, right? No one's going to know you're loving and kind unless they've seen it, right? So you can't just expect people to just give you things, because you deserve it. Like, you have to work hard for it. And one thing I want to talk about here too is I think people push the work hard thing too much, right? Because there's a difference between working hard and working smart, and that needs to be noted. Because some people just work hard, but they're working hard on all the wrong things and avoiding the things that will actually develop their person, right? Because working hard, like, I'll give you an example. Like working hard doesn't make billionaires. Working smart makes billionaires. And they might have worked hard in there as well, but you need to have both. Construction workers work hard, but they don't make enough. and they work 12 hours a day. That happens with some, like medical providers, like doctors and things like that too, right? They work hard and don't make enough, and they work too long. For a healthcare person, it's like 12-hour days, and I respect it, right? You got to respect hard work. That's why we talk about it so much. But you can't be entitled to things, and you have to work smarter so you can become the person who people want to be with, right? That's basically what he's talking about.
Coaching guys over the years, man, I always get into how they grew up with their moms, and it's always the mama making you feel like everybody owe you something, right? Mm-hmm. So the thing with the entitlement mentality is that, one of the things that, people with the entitlement mentality want is instant gratification, right? You want the results without putting in the work, right? The minute something don't go your way, you run because it don't feel good to you, right? It reminds you that life is not your mother's titties, your comfort zone, your mother's titties. But when a person with an entitlement mentality who want instant gratification fail, they blame it on everybody else. So you buy my program, it don't work overnight for you. Dating coaches are trash and blah, blah, blah. You watch a video, you spend 30 minutes watching the video. It don't work right away. The first chick you went and hollered at, then you get on her knees and suck your dick. Not dating coach is just trash and the game is bullshit and all of that. That's instant gratification, wanting instant gratification, and that comes from an entitlement.
And that just seeps over to everything, right? Like dating, business, fitness. Like the amount of people that quit the gym because they didn't see results in the first week is probably astounding, right? I mean, like, there's a lot of people who quit the gym really quickly, and it's because they weren't seeing results right away. Again, it comes back to this concept that he's talking about. Mentality,
right? Typically, when these type of people grew up, if this is you, you know what I'm talking about. And I know this might hit home to some of y'all. Your mother made you feel good about everything, even if you failed. Whatever you just and there's nothing wrong with instilling confidence in your children, but lying to your children is crazy. But your mother created a safety blanket and protected you from bad feelings and failing. And she didn't let you do things because she didn't want you to get hurt, or she didn't let you participate in sports because she know you ain't good enough and she don't want to hurt your feelings. And everything that she told you was just good. So now when you grow up, right, and life ain't like that, life ain't like your mama's home and your mama's titties, it feels bad. And you do everything in your power to create what your mother created, right? And so you only do.
It's funny because it's like you expect things to all be good. Like how people, it's what is that phrase? It's like you think that your poop doesn't stink like everybody else's, right? It's like, of course it does. And the whole reason I'm saying that, right, is because like you're going to get out there and realize that it's not all good. You actually have to put in this effort because your energy, right? The energy, the positivity that you're putting into this, the work that you're doing, working smart and hard, it's going to show in your results, right? You can't just expect instant gratification like that.
Things. Or you seek things that give you instant gratification.
Yeah.
You don't want to work for it. Got a student that I've been working with. You know who he is, right? Whenever I tell him to do something, right? And the good thing about this student, and for my guys that's in the Players Club, you know who I'm talking about. The good thing about him, though, he doesn't have fear, and he's not scared to try. He's not scared to go out there, but he doesn't like feeling bad. Feeling bad is just feeling bad. Feelings pass. He doesn't like feeling bad. And so he always wants the shortcut. He always try to find a shortcut to the game. And sidebar, a lot of you guys that hit me up be like, where's the advanced game? We want some advanced game. Now my shit is as advanced as it gets, right? But a lot of you guys, like when you get some information, you like, oh, this is too simple, or where's the advanced game? The reason that they want the advanced game is because they think that advanced means shortcut. Mm-hmm. So they think that the higher you go up in the game level, is the path is shorter. The path is of least resistance. And so they always ask me, where's the I got this program, but do you have anything more advanced? And like I say, my shit is as advanced as it gets. But I know what they're looking for is instant gratification. They don't want to do the work because they don't like the process of failing. And this is the same with my guy. When I tell him to do something, specifically where he doesn't like feeling bad at, he puts too much stock into women and women's opinions. He's always trying to look for another way. Right? And it ain't no other way. Every other day he messaging me and I'm like, bro, I just told you yesterday what to do. You got to do that. Soon as he texts a bitch, soon as he texts a woman, he messaging me. See it through. Can you tell me what to say right here? Because he want it instant. He want the pussy instant. It don't work like that, bro. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these guys who want who have an entitlement mentality, they chase instant gratification. You know, they can't wait. They don't have patience because they
want a magic word, a magic line, right? And they're not basically crafting and becoming the guy who has that confidence anyways, right? Who can get those things because you've become that person, rather than sort of like, oh, what's that line? What's that shortcut? There's no shortcut, man. Like that's basically what he's talking about. You have to be able to have delayed gratification. Everything, it's not like that, right? So you have to be able to be patient and disciplined to reach this person that you want to be.
It right here and there because their mamas gave it to them, just like that. You see what I'm saying? The instant gratification is not. It's. I can fuck. Not that I can fuck with it, but that don't bother me as much as some of this other stuff. But if you're a guy and you notice that you want things right now, that you don't like the process of things, or you put off working hard, or you put off the process because something takes too long, or you say, oh, this is gonna take too long, or it's gonna take forever, and I don't have a lot of time. Whatever the case may be, if that's you probably have an entitled mentality. And who do we know have entitled mentalities? Women. Women have entitlement mentalities. They literally want you to show up and be the most perfect husband ever right there on the first date. Buy me this, that. That's the entitlement mentality, and that's instant gratification. Women don't want to put the work in. They don't want to provide you real value. This is why you always see them. You see videos, and not only with women but men too. You see in this community, it's always this. They want to learn secret psychology hacks to win a guy over. Or these dudes hit me up like, what's the secret hacks to get inside of her mind? Or what's the secret hacks to get some, it don't work like that. That's instant gratification. How about going to provide somebody some value? And I'm not saying be a trick or give yourself away, but how about actually pouring into yourself and become valuable so that a woman wants to sleep with you? But that's what instant gratification is. Now that, I don't like people with an entitled mentality.
By the way, I mean, that's like providing value. Like that's, I know it probably sounds crazy to some people who like probably are in the entitlement mentality state, but if someone can see your value because you've done the work that he's talking about, like you can show them the value you can provide, then you'll be able to achieve these results that you're looking for, right? I mean, you literally hear about people who are really good at what they do and they like offer to like work for free for a company at work to begin with, right? Like, hey, like this is what I think we could improve. And like, funny enough, like a lot of people when they do that, you know, assuming it's a good opportunity, right? The person actually ends up paying them anyways because they're like so dedicated. Like, hey, this is what I can do. I can help you get this done, and I'll even work for free for a little bit, or I'll you don't even bring up this exchange, like what you'll get out of it right away, because you're just focused on providing value, right? Your skill set, who you become, right? And that's why what he's talking about, like you have to become that guy first and focus on leveling these things up, because then these things will come naturally to you, because you can't expect the instant gratification. Like that's a total basically killer for like all of these opportunities, because that stuff's never going to come, and you're basically putting it off from coming to you for a longer period of time, or never coming to you, because you're constantly looking for a shortcut rather than just taking the path and going for it.
I hate people with them, not hate, but because I don't hate much things, but the entitlement mentality. When I see instant gratification, it's like, but what makes me is something for nothing attitude, and people with a something for nothing attitude have an entitled mentality, right? They want a handout. They want you to give them something. Like a bitch, like a welfare single mama in the projects. Want the government to come save them. You see this all the time, man. You see it in the hood. You see it a lot in a lot of the bad neighborhoods. You see these guys, these niggas in the hood saying that they don't come, they need to put more community centers, and you need to do that. That's your motherfucking job. You sitting back like your mama on welfare, waiting on the government to come save you and clean up your neighborhood where you live at. You understand what I'm saying? That's a something for nothing attitude. You want to sit back and live your life and spend all your money on bullshit, but then you want somebody to come put a community center or build a community center or put a computer lab or whatever the case may be in the neighborhood for your motherfucking kids. No, player, it don't work like that. That's your job. You see what I'm saying? But that's the something, for nothing attitude. And if you got a something for nothing attitude, you just like a welfare hoe waiting on the government. You just like a bitch in the projects or the trailer park waiting on, the state to come bust you down. You feel me?
Awesome, guys. Well, I mean, obviously, like, he's got a lot of great points there. Like, I back that too. I mean, like, you can't have that something for nothing mentality. You have to learn how to provide value, how to build that character, that person you really want to be. And a lot of this stuff will come naturally then once you finally start taking the path, rather than taking all this time to look for the shortcuts, expecting something, entitlement, expecting something for nothing, right? They have to know, right? Like, there's no other way to say this. Like, you have to have this value, and maybe they can sense it, right? I mean, like, even on, like, this is a good point here, right, too. Like, I mean, let's say that you're on a date, right? Do not be the guy who leads with money, right? I've literally had a conversation with a guy before where, like, he was like, I took a girl to a 5-star Michelin restaurant first date. I picked her up in my Ferrari or my Lamborghini or whatever it was, and you realize that he's leading with money. He's showing off, right? Like a peacock, basically. And again, in that situation, sure, okay, like, it's a bit of a different thing. Like, he worked for those things, like, he has those things, but he doesn't really get, like, he's not actually providing any value of substance, right? Because really, he's only going to attract women who just want the money by doing that. You see what I'm saying? So, like, he's not going to attract anything of value, any women of value, if he's doing that. So it's better for them to find these things out about him and build his character, right? So he can actually attract another person of good character as well. I know that was a bit of a side tangent, but I think this is a great video, and I hope it helps you guys. I'll see you in the next one. You got this, bro.